This question comes from a viewer named Chloe, who asks, what would happen if time for the entire universe sped up, but you were left behind at normal speed? Well, Chloe, the initial experience would be less like a superpower and more like having the world's worst internet connection. Let's start slow. Imagine the world suddenly starts moving at twice its normal speed. At first, it would just be disorienting. Conversations would become impossible, as people would sound like they were fast-forwarding through a recording. Trying to watch a movie would be a comical mess of high-pitched squeaks and frantic action. Crossing the street would become an extreme sport, with cars appearing as sudden blurs. You'd feel a profound sense of disconnection, like you're constantly lagging behind reality. Simple tasks like catching a ball would require predicting where it will be, not where it is. But what if we cranked it up? Let's say time accelerated to 1,000 times its normal pace. Now, the world outside your personal time bubble would be a complete blur. People wouldn't be people anymore. They'd be streaks of color zipping past. The sun would whip across the sky in less than a minute and a half, and the constant, rapid cycling of day and night would feel like a strobe light at a terrifying, world-sized rave. You wouldn't hear sounds, just a constant, high-frequency hum. The compressed noise of an entire day happening every 86 seconds. This is where the real problems start. How do you survive? Let's talk about food. You'd have to learn to snatch a sandwich from a countertop as it whizzes by. But the moment that food enters your time bubble, its own biological clock syncs with yours. An apple plucked from the sped-up world would visibly rot in your hand over what feels like a few hours to you, because for the apple, weeks have passed. Cooking would be out of the question. By the time you managed to turn on a stove, the gas company might have gone out of business and the entire infrastructure could have been replaced, so let's push the dial further. What if time sped up by a factor of 1,000,000? Now, a full day passes in less than 1/10 of a second. The sun is no longer a moving disk, but a permanent, shimmering arc of light across the sky. Seasons would change with the rhythm of a slow heartbeat. You could watch a tree grow from a sapling to a mighty oak in the time it takes you to make a cup of tea. Except you can't, because the tea, the cup, and the water would have eroded to dust long ago. You are now effectively a statue, an immortal observer on a planet that is changing at a breathtaking pace. You would witness the entirety of human civilization as a flickering light show. Cities would sprout from the ground like crystals, shine for a moment, and then crumble back into dust. Mountain ranges would visibly rise and fall, worn down by erosion like sandcastles against the tide. You would see ice ages come and go, the continents themselves drifting and reshaping the face of the earth. You are a ghost watching the grand, lonely ballet of geology and evolution. But why stop there? Let's take it to the absolute logical extreme. Imagine time speeds up by a factor of billions. Your single heartbeat could now span the entire remaining lifespan of our solar system. From your unmoving perspective, the sun would swell, its light shifting from yellow to a deep, angry red. You'd watch it engulf Mercury, then Venus, its fiery edge scorching the Earth until our planet is vaporized into nothingness. You would be left floating in the silent void, a solitary point of normal time in a hyper-accelerating cosmos. You would witness stars being born and dying in cosmic fireworks displays. You'd see galaxies collide and merge in a silent, majestic dance that unfolds over eons for them. But for you, it's just an afternoon show. Eventually, after a period of time that is truly incomprehensible, you would watch the last star in the universe flicker and die, plunging everything into a final, permanent darkness. And there, in the cold, absolute blackness of a dead universe, you would finally be, for the first time, in perfect sync with everything around you. There's a profound stillness, perfect peace. You'd finally have all the time in the world to ponder the experience. The only problem is you'd also be very, very bored. And that, ultimately, might be the cruelest fate of all.